Hey everybody, what's going on? My name is Scott Schertzen alongside Mr. Ryan O'Regan, and welcome to, instead of Bad Movie Beatdown, Fun Movie Fallback. In this case, Davion last minute actually was unable to do the show, and we are not going to do Dragon Ball Evolution without that man. So
No,
as a
he
result,
was very specific about showing off his DVD version because he, as a poor soul, spent money on that movie. So it would behoove us to have some respect for his dwindling financials in such a case.
and that's exactly it. I think it's one of those things that we owe it to him in this case to allow him the opportunity to see this basically this terrible movie alongside us. So in the meantime, what we're going to be doing is I'm trying to log into HBO Max right now is we are in fact going to use and run with Evolution.
Not Dragon Ball Evolution.
No.
Evolution.
So,
because if you can't do the bad version, you do the okay version. Now, for those of you who have probably never seen this movie, you may have seen it just in passing on streaming. It's definitely a movie of its time from early 2000s, 2001 actually. I believe pre 9/11. So back when the world was a completely different place.
Yeah.
And for all accounts, before we got Lady Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters Afterlife and all that, this was essentially going to be the spiritual successor to the Ghostbusters franchise, as directed by Ivan Reitman. Even spawned its own cartoon series post-movie. And there was essentially talks of it getting a sequel, but obviously it never came to be. Mm-hmm. And when you look at the star-studded cast that was on here, I mean, you had Duchovny, David Duchovny, fresh off of his fame of X-Files. Julianne Moore, who was just now getting into the mix after The Lost World, so this was another plateau just in that
4 years
same
prior,
realm
I
of
think,
science fiction adventure movies for her. Orlando Brown, pretty much one of the pinnacle people of Mad TV from that time. And I think he had just come off The Replacements as well prior to this movie. So, I mean, that was really helping his comedic, career stretch out before he decided to do other serious stuff. And then you got Sean William Scott, which, Stifler.
Basically, in this case, this movie literally is him being Stifler again, just as a fireman Stifler.
I would say this is a much more gentler Stifler. Like, he's certainly not crass, but he is still dumb.
He's gotten a lot of mileage out of that character, that type of personality.
So. Yeah, he's made a career off of being like dumb characters, whether it be in American Pie, whether it be in this film, whether it be in The Rundown. Even when he went ahead and took the replacement job in the Lethal Weapon TV series.
Yes.
He
fired the other guy off.
He's kind of like the Pete Davidson of his day. He's just got that punchable face. But at least he was funny. So I give him credit.
So, by the way, if you're wondering what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to actually log into HBO Max right now. It's giving me a little bit of a headache right now. So now I'm trying to log back into...
Right. So if you want to go ahead and actually watch along with us, have us as your commentary. If you don't own the movie, you can go ahead and find it on HBO Max and on Hulu as well. So you can go ahead and punch it up there. I, like many people of my particular age range and generation, which I am not going to say what it is, considering my birthday was just on Monday, I own this one. So, like I said, for what it was fun at the time. Like, when you see the CGI and the practical effects for the aliens or the creatures that we're going to be dealing with in this film, you can tell it's a product of its time, but it still wasn't bad. It was still something somewhat different. It was still adventurous. It was still original, which nowadays we'd be barking at the sky to try to get original stuff rather than rehashes and remakes and sequels. But unfortunately, this is one of those products that it just didn't fly.
Exactly. So, all right.
And I'm not saying this is a perfect movie by any stands either. I mean, certainly my comedic proclivities back then, as opposed to now, There's a difference. So I will be looking at this and probably seeing a few times. You can't do that anymore.
So,
That should be a counter.
well, we may as well get this started anyway, I think.
All right, you're all set up?
No, not even the least. I'm getting errors aplenty at this point. Nothing is working because why the hell not? So,
So are
short
you going to be
version is
trying
basically
while we've started, or?
you may as well just roll with it. I'll try and work on this on the back end just for time constraints purposes. But yeah, for whatever reason, Optimum is telling me that apparently they don't carry HBO Max.
Have they ever before?
I used it last week, and for in the last couple of movies, we used Avatar and we used what was it, Legend of Chun-Li? I used them on HBO Max.
Huh.
And for some reason now, HBO Max is not working for me. And when I log into Optimum, it's telling me, it's not covered. It's not an Optimum now. So maybe they changed something that I'm unaware of, in which case, fuck you to Optimum for yet another reason, Yeah, by the way, JT, just to answer your question in this case, quick little change of plans on this. Davion wasn't able to do this last minute, and we are not going to be doing Dragon Ball Evolution without that man. I think it's unfair. I think basically we need to have him suffer along with us in this case. So instead of Bad Movie Beatdown, we have decided to do Fun Movie Fallback. In this case, 2001's Evolution.
Because otherwise,
case,
we
might end up
all
being
go down together.
So, but yeah, go ahead and roll with it. I'll worry about it's my problem in this case. So,
okay. So for anybody that goes ahead and has it queued up, I will give you the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Since I actually have things working.
You actually can do it.
For once. We'll see whether or not it buffers. So starting at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Oh, that's right. This was a DreamWorks movie.
It was a DreamWorks movie, yes. So
it's like you kind of forget that because DreamWorks movies back then just really weren't having the weight unless they were animated.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't really like click in your head some of the live action stuff they did. Oh, Montecito.
Yes.
I forget who owns Montecito Picture Company.
I don't know. Who owns Monsanto? Do we know?
DreamWorks and Columbia Pictures. That's right.
Yeah.
I forget which. I think, does Columbia have any connection to the Ghostbusters movie?
Columbia. Ironically, I mean, it was Columbia movies. Columbia University is where they were in the beginning of the Ghostbusters movie.
Well, no, I asked because, I mean, since it's Ivan Reitman, it's not like he's made that a huge amount of movies.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to think he always stays a little bit close to the chest, Yeah. And we're starting off with a big old asteroid hurtling its way to Earth, and it explodes, and terrible CGI from the early 2000s.
It didn't. I know this movie didn't age well, but the strength of this movie has always been the cast of characters. Between, you mentioned Orlando Bloom before.
Orlando Jones. Why did I say Orlando Brown? God,
I know what you meant. It's okay.
Oh my God, Jones.
So yeah, Orlando. That's okay. I just said Orlando Bloom. My God, both of us are sucking that. Yes, Orlando Jones, the guy. The guy from Mad TV. But between
I can't say I know many people named Orlando, so it's like instantly my mind goes football.
I met him once. There was an episode of Law and Order SVU where he was the requisite guest star, which I never saw the episode, but usually when you have that special guest star, they're the ones that did it. And he was so chill. He was just a delight to be around, man. And just, it didn't matter what it was. He was just happy to be there,
This movie starts off so creepy, I swear. So you got Sean William Scott in his fireman outfit.
He was dedicated as crap.
Putting it into a shack, taking a gas can and just
Yeah.
all over the place.
And that's, like I said, that's Sean William Scott being Sean William Scott. Like I said, it's a softer version of what Stifler is.
And then he runs into the fire. So it becomes obvious that he's like training to be a fireman at this point.
I think we put that together at this point, yes.
Yeah, but then he goes ahead and starts doing CPR on the dummy.
But you have to, basically, in a CPR situation, you have to talk to them to make sure if they're coherent. If they're not coherent, you have to start CPR. If the dummy's not saying anything, you have to start it.
Yeah, but then he's now seeing the asteroid meteor that's coming hurtling towards him, literally towards him, and just bam!
Yep.
The car goes flying. Oh, the practical effects on this really do shine. Like, you just had like a whole 10 seconds of the car flipping slow-mo in the air before it landed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're trying to create, like, impact. Now, the thing that gets me is, like, I was never a fan of the music on this.
Mm-hmm. Well, I got this on mute, so it's that part's not going to be a problem. So
yeah, it just had like this weird sort of like 1950s sort of vibe to it, and it's like
yeah,
it's like when it goes. I'm like, okay, I get where you're going with this, but Ethan Suplee, that's right, I forgot he was in this.
yes, yeah, and he was. Yeah, that's her. No, this was
He's one of the two brothers that come up with like Ty Burrell. Oh my god!
Yeah. This movie did draw obviously a lot of comparisons to Ghostbusters, but you know what? If the formula works, don't change it. The fact they brought Dan Aykroyd in, in this movie also, I think, that's obviously later on, but the fact that they brought him in on that was a nice touch.
Cells are bad. That would be something that I would put in if I could. Oh, the blonde frosted tips. God damn it! That
again, you talk about it's time.
No, I hate that I did it myself once.
Did you really?
Yes, but it was inadvertent.
How do you inadvertent that?
Because I was trying to actually dye my hair blue, but the blue never stuck.
Okay.
So it just washed out and I was left with blonde.
By the way, you will obviously know throughout the course of this movie that Head and Shoulders had a very heavy product placement in this film.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. In case you're not sure.
Yeah, you could not do this part of the movie now.
You wonder sometimes with movies like this, if some of these things are grandfathered in a little bit. George Carlin is grandfathered in. I think if George Carlin was alive today, he'd probably be canceled.
Have you already? Oh, that is so suspect. And the thing is, he's also the coach of the girls' volleyball team, if I remember correctly.
That is correct. Yes.
Oh,
Which,
he would have
yeah,
been
that
canceled
doesn't age
early.
entirely well either. David Duchovny also being known for having, I believe the phrase would be wandering genitals.
Shameless. What is force majeure?
What's that?
I still have to this day. I don't know what that is.
I do not know either.
Hold on, I gotta check that. Force majeure, force majeure. Mayo Clinic, no, no. Force majeure in
Mhm.
law, unforeseeable circumstances that prevent someone from fulfilling a contract, irresistible compulsion, or greater force. So I guess it's like act of God.
Basically, I think so. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, makes sense. He walks off with the dummy. It's actually a little interesting that opposed to Ghostbusters, they kind of just like jump in to this.
Hmm.
There's no haggling. There's no hey, let's just meet all the people and be like, let's go into business for ourselves.
I always was fond of the dynamic between Orlando Jones and David Duchovny in this case here, and the fact that obviously Orlando is much like Ghostbusters. There's a correlation here where you got three white people and a black person. You also have three scientist types and one regular average Joe.
Yo, no,
I
no, yeah,
always,
there's definitely similarities.
yeah, and I
Oh,
always like
Pat
it.
Gilbane.
What's that?
One of the cops is
Yeah,
Gilbane, another Mad TV alumni.
that would make sense. I never watched a ton of
The one
Mad
with
TV
the
back then.
high top fade sort of haircut.
I never watched a ton of Mad TV. I remember trying to like it, but not really being able to.
Yeah, no, this is a movie that's got like a lot of Fox hands on it by the looks of
Mhm.
things.
Well, I mean, well, also if you add into David Duchovny, was X Files still on at that point or no?
I think so.
It was right at the tail end of it, though. He might have been actually filming this while X Files was going on during that period where he took a break from it.
Well, yeah, this may have been that point where they had what's his face, the Liquid Terminator, take over for him for a bit.
Robert Patrick and that other lady, whatever her name was.
There you go, Robert Patrick. Yeah.
Peacemaker's dad. I feel like I got to go back and watch that too.
It's a rock that bleeds, like Dwayne Johnson.
Actually, he was starting to make something happen at this point too, back in 2001. Yeah, we were talking Monday night. We were talking on talking junk. We were talking about his start in Mummy Returns, and that CGI that came from that movie.
Yeah, at least I can say that the CGI on this is probably going to be looking superior to that, only because they're not really trying to recreate anything found in nature. It's all original design.
Exactly.
It's like I would guess you'd probably say Ira Crane is like the Spengler of all
I
this.
yeah, that straight personality. Although, David Duchovny is a little bit more of a charismatic character than Egon Spengler was.
So then maybe more of like I guess a Ray. Because
I
when
would almost,
Julianne Moore comes in, she's a little more straight laced.
yeah. Um,
Although, then the way he flirts and hits on her is definitely more Venkman.
I was going to say a little bit of a blend of less douchey version of Venkman.
Yeah.
Actually,
Oh my
I mean,
god,
granted.
coronavirus!
20 years away, we had no
I say
idea
as
what
I
that shit
cough.
was.
Allergies have been bad this year.
Yeah.
Just this month alone.
Hmm. Actually, I forgot Richard Mole was in this too. Richard Mole's in everything.
That can't be. And yet it is. Oh. That's the one thing I hate to say this because it's going to sound so racial, but why is it every time they have like a black guy in a movie, it's like they always try to find some way for him to just be like aggressive?
Well, I guess maybe it's a swag thing, but I mean, it also fits Orlando's persona in general. Well, if you look at pretty much all the movies he's ever done, he kind of has that kind of MO as as an actor. I just like him in this one because he is still, a scientist. He's still, there's that blend of geek with suave, or charisma. That's one of the things. If you think about the characters from the original Ghostbusters, each one of them, with the exception of crap baskets, Ernie Hudson, a lot of them kind of had personalities that in some ways can kind of off-put you a little bit.
Yeah, they could be abrasive, sure.
Yeah,
Ray was almost like too nerdy. Venkman was a
Ray
little
was
bit
Veek,
too
was meek.
1980s slime ball, and
Yeah.
certainly Spangler was very off-putted. Like
Mhm.
didn't really communicate well.
Mhm. Janine, though, she's she's okay, but she wasn't really a Ghostbuster. She should have been in the second one. I think that would have been awesome.
Oh yeah. They snuck in. They crossed the border onto the microscope. Oh, they said the name of the movie.
Roll. What do they do in Cinema Sins? They roll credits.
Yep. Jones is just like, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Meanwhile, the company's like, no, that should not be. What are you not getting? He looks so weird when he's not bald.
Mm.
Oh, did you know they're coming out with a new Night Court?
Are they really?
Yeah.
Uh,
John
it's so much.
Larroquette is coming back on it.
What's that?
John Larroquette is coming back to it as his
They're-
original
They
character.
got to bring back somebody to tie in the old to the new. Wow, I had no idea. Who else is in this? John Larroquette. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Although logically, his character probably wouldn't be in it.
Well, they got what's her name, Melissa Roche from Big Bang Theory
Okay.
to play what is it, Anderson's
Oh, the judge.
yeah, Judge Harry. He's gonna play
Mm.
his daughter.
Yeah. Like I said, it's always easier to create like a reboot than it is to actually have new material. I mentioned this on Monday during talking junk. I don't know, or maybe no, was it yesterday on Tales that I'm just getting burned out on member berries. One of the two I said it on.
For the money. See, it's weird. This is probably like the most funny I've ever seen Duchovny, and it's still him being like that deadpan, straight laced sort of
but
persona.
but it works in this case, and I think maybe that's part of the reason why he liked it, because he had the opportunity to not be Mulder. He could be like a different persona of Mulder.
Well, then when you look at something like he did, like Californication, which
Yeah,
was his
that
series
was years
afterward,
later though.
that just like went above and beyond. Wait a
Yeah,
minute, what? I think John Cho is one of the students.
Ha! Well, that ties into the American Pie. People forget he was in that. He was in all three of the first three.
Right.
He was MILF guy.
How bad is it? Ooh. Flatworms. Why did it have to be flatworms? Oh my god. Oh, divine ignorance of the early 2000s
It was a simpler time.
with simpler people.
Yeah, we were.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's why they were all staying in the mist there. Oh, this bitch. Again, CGI wise, it's like it's not the worst that you would have seen.
Yeah, I.
It's like you see it like just like swiggling and squiggling around. It's like it could be anything. It almost looks like the kind of CGI you'd get in like certain games nowadays.
Well, like I said, we did talk about Dragon Ball Evolution, the game, which I probably would have pulled up if we'd done that movie. I probably would have pulled up something about that. Dear God, that was. IGN gave that movie a 2 out of 10. That should tell you something right there.
Oh, I remember working at a place like this. There was a golf club over in the Roselle area. I
Okay.
used to work the snack stand there, and I ended up working the grounds for the golf club.
You know what? Let me ask you something. How accurate was Caddyshack or Caddyshack 2?
uh, Not that accurate.
Okay.
Or at least I didn't get to have that experience myself.
Hmm.
Would have liked to, but I didn't. Yeah, seeing like a field like this, like all the
Hmm.
worms just out there, like it looks real enough. Oh, that's right. There's something in the water, but I forget what it looked like. That has some sci-fi channel level shit.
I got to tell you, I forgot how much I missed this movie. I haven't seen it in ages.
And of course, like all alien things, the government gets involved.
Of course, you know. And also later, like I said, Dan Aykroyd as well. Governor Dan Aykroyd.
Remind me, has there ever been an instance in a movie where the government gets involved with something alien oriented and it works out well?
And it doesn't screw it up. I think it's one of those things. I think every trope in television or movies is you have your group of people that are right, and then any outside influence is automatically an antagonist. 24 was terrible with this because you had CTU, and then you had Division or Homeland or whatever it was, and whatever basically came in was the automatic assholes who were wrong. And I think it's just a trope where you have to have some kind of a secondary antagonist. And in this case, okay, it's the government. Um, One of the rare cases that I remember seeing something like was, believe it or not, of all things, Final Fantasy VII. When they're trying to take down the Omega weapon, Shinra actually did damage. And it's like the people you were fighting were like, okay, they were actually useful. And that's odd for, like I said, that kind of trope is just so prevalent in TV.
I'm sorry, a guy gets ready to pull a gun on you, and you're like, I don't know what he's talking about. It's like at that point, Harry Block should be like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no, you're not getting me shot. Not by this military. I wonder if that was all shot on location.
On the Southwest, I think it was.
Oh, there's Ty Burrell.
Mm-hmm.
I always love that. It's like, I didn't work for you. I worked with you. Yeah, but who signed off on your paychecks? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Ty Burrell looks like somebody you just want to hit now.
He does have that look. Pretty much everything he does, he has that look. even Modern Family, you kind of look at them and you're like, eh.
I like how they had to point out, like, she had a garter belt on. Like,
Mhm.
that was a big deal back then.
Yeah,
Now,
that would never fly nowadays. Now, you know. And if you're ever not sure, look what happened to Lola Bunny between Space Jam 1 and Space Jam 2.
ooh, it's like he just said our name with emphasis. Oh,
By the way, in case you're wondering what's going on, I know we plugged and we promoted Dragon Ball Evolution. Davion was unable to do Dragon Ball Evolution at the last minute. Not a problem. It happens. Life happens. So yeah, sorry about that. So when
sorry,
you
he's
no,
being descriptive, and I'm seeing David Duchovny's ass on screen being pressed like a ham. So, bit of a mood shift there.
it's okay. But yeah, bottom line is basically instead of Dragon Ball Evolution, we're watching the far superior Evolution. Just here to the Dragon Ball part, which also involves Orlando Jones, Sean William Scott, Julianne Moore, and also David Duchovny and his butt, as you've already seen. Um, so about half an hour in, I guess, at this point, give or take. Hmm.
I gotta say, Ted Levine, he plays a dick very well in movies.
Yes, he does. And that's again, you get these people that are typecast that way, and voila, you get another one.
Yeah, for those who
You know,
may not be familiar with Ted Levine, hold on.
I mean, even Gregory Itzson who plays Cartwright in this movie. Before he kind of took off, um, he always was a dick in everything he did too.
Yeah, he was the warden on Shutter Island, uh, James Gumb on Silence of the Lambs,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Bosco from Heat,
Hmm.
Ken Wheatley in Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom.
See, I only saw Fallen Kingdom the one time back in 2018.
Yeah, he's good with playing antagonistic roles, and I think it's just because
Mm-hmm.
he's got like that kind of like look and smile to him. That's like, yeah, yeah, I know I'm right.
Residuals forever, man.
Drooling. Sounds like a rager.
Excuse me.
They called it the Kane Madness. I think that's just what every scientist wants to be known for. They want their name on something.
That is true. Yeah. And that was part of, Duchovny's character, his issue is the fact that he was relegated in the end to community college.
Yeah, see, this is the part of the movie where it maybe drags a little bit because it's so much more political. It's like when you think about like Ghostbusters had like that ongoing line of like, Gozer and Zool and all
Mhm.
that, little bits and pieces here in order to keep that flow going while they did all the scientific stuff. Here it's like we've gone already how long without seeing any aliens?
Mhm. Yeah, you don't really see the giant monster thing till the big, the mind flayer kind of thing until much later.
Yeah, I think that's like the one downplay of this. It's like they maybe leaned a little bit too much on like the geopolitical issues and the governmental army issues
Mhm.
when they should have just been focusing on the aliens.
Well, it could be a budget thing too.
Well, it's one of those things I think like Dan Aykroyd had a hand in some of this,
Hmm.
and that's where he came into it.
Mhm. Just throw you a note in the private chat too, by the way.
Which, by the way, for anyone wondering, we are currently at 34 minutes and 40 seconds into the film.
Brilliant. So yeah, making progress. Only got about an hour left at this point too, including credit. General Duchovny.
Private Jones.
Second act, like you said, it does drag a tick, but that's usually how movies go. You get the first one to set up, the third that act for the climax.
Yeah, but you know what? Even with this facility, it's
Mhm.
I get that it's supposed to be science fiction-y, but it's very bland
Mm.
until you see an alien.
Like the one just being carried right now. But, so, kind of reminds me of like what was it? Austin Powers Goldmember. It's like everyone leaves the room. Not you henchman holding wrench. Not you henchman randomly pushing buttons. Not you random background guy pointing at thing, pointing at. Oh, product placement for Hitachi.
No, we don't know how those guys are. Explain how those guys are. Are they delirious? That
I
would be
guess it's
another good movie
basically.
to
I guess if it
watch.
works in this case that they dance like that, maybe it is. Maybe they are delirious.
That's a movie I haven't seen in a while. Delirious
Mm.
with John Candy.
I haven't seen Eddie Murphy's Delirious either for a while. I just usually watch clips of it on YouTube. None of that shit can hold up now.
Well, no, do you remember Delirious with John Candy?
I don't think I've ever seen it. No.
He's basically like a writer for a sappy soap opera.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets himself into an accident and he wakes up in the soap opera that he's writing for, and he has
Okay.
his typewriter, and whatever he types out actually becomes reality.
I feel like there was a Twilight Zone that had that.
Now, see, yeah, look at some of these aliens, man. This is like on Avatar level.
This a lot of this stuff does actually manage to hold up. Like I said, your final boss at the end, maybe not so much, but the intricacy on every single tiny little one of these was very
Yeah, it's a
impressive.
great mix of practical.
Yeah, even the guys that are fighting each other right now, and that big ass whatever that thing is.
Can't tell if it's coming or going.
Yeah, Maybe he's doing both. And now it's lunch.
Now,
Spoilers.
see, something like that kind of more borders on Starship Troopers.
Yeah. Preferred the book. Never really liked the movie or the movie sequels. Ew.
Snag one.
I do test that theory. You know, I do have there is a group that actually oftentimes dies in horror films as often, if not more often, than black people. The fat guy. And I'd be curious actually if they ever did a test on that. Who actually typically dies first? You know, if there's a fat guy and a good looking black guy, which one dies first? Mm.
I swear, Jones is just there for quips.
Oh yeah.
Like he was a meme factory before there was one.
You also look at basically all the characters, how they're dressed. She's the only one that has any kind of bright color. Everything is a dark green, a white, very drab. But her hair stands out. That yellow shirt stands out. Hmm. That also would not last today.
Yeah, no, that's not happening. I love how they don't even realize that their audio is being broadcast everywhere. Oh man, that line of Colonel, it's like that reminds me. I can't wait for the Elvis movie.
That is true.
That looks good.
There's an Elvis movie. There's a Ronald Reagan movie coming out too with Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, but even Tom Hanks as the Colonel, it's like, wow. Oh, that's never good.
No, it's not. And of course, they set up the dance before, so. You think you'd get the hell out of that spot, though?
Oh my God, you're the man. How long ago did that happen? It's in me.
Yeah. It's going towards the groin, take the leg. Oh. Remember that line was in every single one of the trailers there.
Oh, there's always someone lubricant.
Oh, makes you sit a little higher, doesn't it? Mm. Ah.
Oh, male pregnancy is great.
Happened a few years prior when Arnold Schwarzenegger gave birth on Junior. I think an appropriate response right there.
I kind of feel like any flavor other than chocolate would be appropriate.
That would work, yeah. Mm.
Because otherwise, it's just getting lost in the mix.
What's Sean William Scott up to these days? Who knows? Like I said, Gregory Itzin being a douchebag.
This is where the Stifler in him comes out.
Mm-hmm. Actually, right before this, he had done Road Trip, which was basically Stifler also.
Oh my god, who sings that anymore? I don't think the idea of making Whoopi has been present in like the last 15 years.
Yeah, that was an Eddie was that the Eddie Cantor song from back in like the 20s or 30s?
Yeah, basically.
Mm.
The last time I heard anything of it is like back when they would do stuff like reruns of the Newlywed Game,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how they described
Yes.
intimacy. They called it making Whoopi.
Ironic you talk about making Whoopi, and you know what happens? We got naked girls here. Nope, I missed one, I think.
Oh, he's a perky little gator.
There we go.
Why are you not kicking him? You have one free leg. Kick him in the snoot. I swear that smirk that Scott does at things.
Yeah.
So cheeky.
Supposedly, when he was discovered in American Pie, he was being Stifler at like a Walmart or something or a Home Depot, and somebody just like, dude, you're awesome. Supposedly, that's what happened. They're like, we need you as Stifler.
If everything at Home Depot was only so easy.
Yeah, exactly. And if these characters ever got married, there's your wedding vows.
I don't know what it is, but the company just kind of has like he has like a smolder to him. You know that kind of like look that just kind of like pierces you.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know if that was a collaboration or of like something else in Mulder.
No, just look at Jones just hobbling.
By the way, you want to point out the fact that Duchovny landed that shot in the garbage there? I don't know how many takes they had to do, but he had to get out of the Jeep, the early line, and then he threw it, and it still dropped in anyway.
He tried. Jones walking around like he got the gout.
What are those ILM that did this?
Oh. Again, just the practical effects on this thing.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, that would be a very ILM design right there.
So good. It's like I know enough guys that have done like horror movies and stuff. It's like they wish they had the budget for those kinds of like creatures.
Oh yeah. You and I have both done horror films that had budgets that never anywhere near that close.
Right.
By the way, I'd like to point out that I believe Jill, the one, third one from the left, is also the woman from the vacation movies. That's cousin. It's cousin.
Oh
Anne.
my God! Yeah, that's Randy Quaid's wife.
Yeah, whatever. I forget what the actress's name is, but
Yeah,
yes,
from Christmas Vacation.
and actually like 5 different vacation movies. Oh yeah, I forgot about that guy.
Oh,
Mm.
like Slimer, but not.
It does look really cute, but I think I remember how the scene ends.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. The tongue looks like the turkey monster from Thanksgiving.
I was going to say, obviously, it's a ripoff of Alien. Get my gun.
It had a heart attack from the gun. Had some bad gas.
Wonder if anybody on death row basically just deliberately goes and eats like the most burrito laden and Taco Bell food, right before injection, just as a grand fuck you to everybody.
Probably just to go ahead and like say that it was done.
Yeah, 64-ounce soda, Taco Bell, Chipotle, whatever you can do.
Hot sauce or hotter.
Yeah.
How can anyone not take the Duchovny seriously?
Mm.
Look at that face. Cold and motionless face.
Like his jacket too.
Such a Venkman move.
It's well, I would say it's more laid back than a Venkman move. I don't see. I mean, that right there, his attitude there could be Venkman, but I really don't see a problem with asking a question like that. It's an odd question to ask, but it's harmless. Mm-hmm. Well, campy maybe, but.
Again, you could not do that now.
No, and that would not, like I said, that's again Stifler.
Oh my God,
Hey,
Sarah
Sarah
Silverman.
Silverman. Years after she did 2 episodes of Star Trek Voyager. My friend Sam.
My missing shirts.
Technically not illegal.
Womp womp. She can pay it in shirts.
Check it out.
He's like, yeah, we're going on an adventure. Now, see, that would stick because, pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's some things about this movie that are a little ahead of its time.
Mm-hmm.
Again, those flatworms.
Yeah.
When does a wink ever help anything? It's like,
You better come take a look at this cliche. Yeah. That I forgot about.
yet.
Exactly. Yeah. How long is yet? Hmm. There's a bunch of caves that are used in a lot of movies for Halloween.
This is why his expertise are utilized.
Mm-hmm.
Just this one scene.
Like I said, the same year, we had Mummy Returns and The Rock as the Scorpion King.
It's coughing like me.
Ew. Hey, it's Piccolo.
Oh.
Yep.
Mazel tov, it's a boy. That's like my favorite line from this whole movie.
And now, welcome to Jurassic Park Dominion, is it? Whatever the sixth one is.
I mean, it's basically the same idea.
Yeah.
Lizard-like creatures that should not be here.
Like I said, I got to admit, I'm really curious to see how they're going to resolve that in that Jurassic Park movie in like 2 weeks. That's it.
Stunt fall.
Stunt dragon. I saw the wire that was pulled in the middle, but still impressive just the same.
See, now it's getting into like Men in Black territory.
Yep.
The way it's interacting with everything. But like by this part of the movie, it probably would have already been like the montage of them dealing with all the different ghosts in Ghostbusters.
Mm-hmm.
We're just finally seeing them deal with one of them. Which, by the way, we are an hour and 42 seconds into the film. 40 minutes left.
Yeah. Let's go to the mall today.
Thief!
Cue oblivious girl there. Not a fan of her hair, though. It's kind of creepy. Home.
Good thing she had all those layers. Serpentine! Serpentine! Go.
Running in terror.
I swear, living in a state that has nothing but malls,
Mm-hmm.
you would only hope something like this would happen.
I can see it happening like American Dream Mall,
I can see this happening at Menlo.
Oh, hey, look at that. Is that a Walden book? Oh.
Please, I've seen videos of fights go on in that mall. I would not be surprised if something like this happened.
Well, there was an episode of Most Wanted a few weeks ago where I had to. It was actually filmed at American Dream Mall, and they had me sit down in a fake puddle of blood because they had machine gun fire inside the mall. And now it's kind of like, I don't want to go to that mall anymore.
I think we've established that caw and tookie don't
Don't
work.
work.
Again, all the deadpan delivery.
Mm-hmm. You notice the fact that nobody is really like freaking out. The fact that there's like guys with shotguns like 20 feet away from them.
Again, pre 2001.
Yeah. The only thing we had, basically, the only thing we had to worry about back then was like, what was it? Postal employees going, well, postal. Mm-hmm.
No worry on crossing the streams here.
Nice save.
Oh, right in the back. Oh, that's just cruel. Well, that's some cowboy shit right there. See, nothing against the characterization of the people in this movie, but I kind of feel like if they were a little bit more country based,
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be a lot more interesting.
So you're not saying they're representing the Southwest properly?
Southwest or Midwest, even. Like, it would have been nice if, like, someone had, a little bit more of a Sam Elliott-ness to them.
Let me ask you this question here. Pretend you have someone who has never seen or heard of Ghostbusters or Evolution, and you have them watch both of these movies one after the other. Do you think they might like this one better than Ghostbusters? I think the answer is yes. I think as a movie goes, I think this could be a better movie than Ghostbusters. Never more famous, of course, but apples to apples, it could be.
It's one of those things where it's like, I guess it's more what your proclivity would be towards
Mm-hmm.
ghosts or aliens.
To me, the interaction between the characters, I think, is better in this one. Yeah, because I think the big thing is the main quartet is more likable in this movie than, like I mentioned before, than in Ghostbusters.
Speaking of Ghostbusters,
Speaking of yes, now was this about the time that basically he already had his whiskey brand? Hmm.
with the crutch binders.
Hmm. Fire, fire.
Burn it all. Let God sort it out.
Got a lot of. Damn, I'm getting a lot of these. Bum bum bum.
It's almost as if they're showing some sort of like a plague or a virus that could be sweeping
Yeah.
the country.
Not cheating you. Hmm.
Phineas.
Hmm. Hmm.
Shotguns.
That's it.
Typical military.
Exactly. You better take a look at this cliche.
Oh, I remember this part now.
I don't. I remember the fire, but
This is when they've become super evolved.
oh yeah, I forgot about these.
Precursor to Avatar.
Hmm.
Instead of Big Blue Kitty, Big Blue Monkey.
And they've understood. They learned tools.
I don't know why that kicks me. Fuzzy no-nose chimp. But see, by the physical makeup of it, you can almost assume that the Greys, those kinds of aliens that we've come to know, those skinny ones with the big heads and those kinds of black eyes,
Mm-hmm.
the face on these monkeys almost looks like a low-grade version of those.
Fair. Not a very
So from a
Morlock feel to it.
scientific standpoint, as far as evolution is concerned, it's really spot on.
Mm. Like I said, it reminds me of the Morlocks from Time Machine.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's taking it back. He's dead.
Hmm. Actually, you know what it looks like? It looks like those really, really terrible looking aliens from that Doctor Who episode. One of the worst ones of all time, where they're like they're seeing the last of humanity. I think it was a season 3 Jodie Whittaker one, or season 2. Creasoids.
Like, yeah, so.
You know, 26 minutes left.
Again, that's something you could probably hear nowadays.
Yeah.
CDC, shoo. Love him or hate him.
Like I said, this quartet's more likable than Ghostbusters.
Friggin' rave, man. Woo!
Oh, Winnebago's in that shot.
Party at the school. I can't die of virgin. Oh, college.
She looked a little too hot to have that problem. Wakey, wakey, hands off sneaky. By the way, have you seen Ethan Suplee now?
Oh, yeah, no, he trimmed down a lot.
Dude, my God, that dude is jacked.
Yeah, he started getting in shape when he did that show with Hugh Laurie.
Okay.
I think it
So
was
the
on
one
Amazon.
that, yeah, because he did Name is Earl for 4 seasons, you know, and
Yeah, but even then he was still kind of big.
yeah, my God. Mhm. It's a beast. Hmm. Hmm.
Fire.
Hmm. Those little tiny fireworks, you know, like those little bead things you set them on fire and they grow into snakes.
See, that reminds me of like Slither from James Gunn.
Mm-hmm.
Convenient.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he's gonna listen to him.
Exactly. Well, can't fault him for trying. It looks kind of like a dick, too.
What a dick.
Yeah. You're Walter Peck of this movie.
And you know what I was saying about the science of this sort of stuff? It kind of makes sense that fire would work so well for it
Mm-hmm.
because fire feeds off oxygen, which is what was killing them originally. But fire takes away the oxygen and uses it for it to burn. So
Fair.
with that instant removal of oxygen, it helps them to grow.
Hmm.
It's like this is really a smarter movie than people probably give it credit for. Here's the part I was talking.
Hmm. So they knew. Hmm. A lot. Hmm.
With your
Hardcore
thrust.
product placement right here, too.
Oh.
Hmm.
If only all college was that easy. It's like we know one science fact. Perfect, you just saved the planet.
Hey, you know what? Timing sometimes. Hmm. I would have rocked your world. Hmm. Ooh, good comeback.
He's slick.
Yeah,
Duchovny is always slick.
that was a great response.
And don't forget, before this, everyone would have seen her in Boogie Nights.
Mm-hmm.
So there's already like the mentality that she had that fox side of her.
And somewhere around, maybe I think it was a year later, she did Hannibal.
Around that time,
Yeah, I want to say
in
2002.
fact, they note it on the DVD that she is Oscar Academy Award nominee Julianne Moore in Hannibal.
Mm-hmm.
So it would have been probably around that same year.
I remember seeing that in theaters. Like, I guess around the same time I saw this in theaters.
Well, yeah, that was a weird sort of thing where it's just like, okay, so it's not Jodie Foster.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I don't think people remember her for Hannibal. The most they would probably remember of Hannibal is the scene where the guy's head is off and they're eating the brains.
Ray Liotta's eating his own brains. Yeah.
It's
A little
fucked
bit
up,
different.
but that's what you remember. That and the guy with the pig face.
Yes. Well, see, actually, the ending of that was a little bit different from the book. In the book, they run off together. Hannibal and Julianne Moore's character.
Right.
They live happily ever after.
Yeah, I gotta say, the cleverness of the writing is all like one-liners.
I almost feel like Ivan Reitman had lines that he left over from both Ghostbusters movies. It's like, if I ever did a third one, I'm throwing these lines in, and this is the closest shot he ever got.
Oh yeah.
He kind of in some ways maybe he practiced on with the Ghostbusters movies for this.
Well, that's the thing. It's like some of the lines, it almost feels weird coming off Duchovny, but when it's coming off of Aykroyd, it
Yeah.
fits. So it's like almost like it was written for the same Ghostbusters characters. Blue Monkey.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just standing there as the explosions are happening around them. Run! Run! There you go.
There we go. What would be a short lifespan on these aliens anyway?
It's like, took them long enough. See, this is like something out of Ghostbusters 2 when they were all in the caverns.
Mm-hmm. Actually, something out of Stranger Things 3.
Those first reports were wrong.
Oh my god!
Choose the form of your destroyer. Yeah, here's the point where there's just too much CGI.
Mm-hmm. I
Like, I would have
remember
liked to
that.
have seen more actual rocks being moved around and exploded rather than like the CGI ones because they just don't clatter the same way.
Yeah, it could have been a budget thing.
You tell me it's a budget thing, and yet you've got that huge thing being propped up.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just them enjoying the idea of CGI now,
Mm.
and they're just really embracing it.
This is where the Job line from Arrested Development comes in. I've made a huge mistake.
Although I do have to find it funny. In Ghostbusters, you have the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Mm-hmm.
Here, you've basically got a jelly blob.
Yeah.
Oh, they said it again.
Yeah. Hey, they said the thing. They said the thing. Hmm. Huh. Mm-hmm.
Good line.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's not Ecto 1, but it works in a
Hmm.
pinch.
Same color scheme though.
More red than white.
Yeah, but still red and white. So.
And they are wearing jumpsuits of a sort.
Hmm.
This is how early 2000s it is. Right there by the butt.
Yep.
Cross the streams.
Hmm.
Now, see, this could just be a pawned off as a regular joke, but because of the stuff earlier with the fly,
Hmm.
it's surprisingly well written that he gets his comeuppance through Hood going in,
Hmm.
or Block going in. Woo! Again, he's just a meme factory. The look on his face when he's doing this. How do you know? Again, feels like something that could have come off Ghostbusters 2.
Why am I dripping in the goo? And thank you, by the way. I appreciate that. So,
Nah. No, you're hilarious, Day, and we
yeah,
will
you
have
are.
you next week, obviously. It's gonna explode on a green screen. Oh, that is just
Yeah.
a nice explosion, though.
And much like Ghostbusters, they're covered in crap again.
Gr-
Although this time
Yeah,
it's
there's definitely a theme.
yeah. Well, except for Venkman, who had like a tiny little bit on him.
Aw.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
I would not be kissing him with that stuff on the face.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah, now you swipe it. Oh, ew.
Sleeping.
uh,
Yeah, they're clean again.
it's such an '80s move.
Yeah. Miss Arizona's just randomly there too.
Yeah.
I feel like there should have been like a line for her. Maybe it was cut. Mm-hmm.
And there's the promo picture, which
Yes.
never really took off, except for the animated series.
There was, oh my God, there was a cartoon, wasn't there?
Yep.
Oh shit. I forgot about that. And just like Ghostbusters, it's a commercial with 3 of them. And they look uncomfortable in the commercial itself.
Just
I
a
miss this movie.
goofy sci-fi movie, but certainly original, even with its ties to its predecessors,
Mm-hmm.
and essentially kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's not the kind of movie that you'd probably want to admit is fun, but it's fun.
Oh, I'll admit it's fun. Officer Drake, Kyle Gass. Isn't Kyle Gass from the other guy from Tenacious D?
Yes, that was him when they were taking the pictures.
Yeah, okay. Miriam Flynn. That was the name I was thinking of from Christmas Vacation and the rest of them. Utility stunts. Let the credits roll on that one. There's going to be 1,000 of them there.
Stunt primates.
It's funny. I always
Man,
look at these
this
names
thing
like
is
somehow I'm
taking
going to recognize some of them, even if they're filmed out west. So, yeah, a fun movie. It's been years since I've seen this, and I feel like I'm going to start coming back to this like maybe once a year now going forward. I do want to see where they filmed this. They're going to have that probably at the very end, but
Well, the way I look at it is like, if you want to try to get somebody into Ghostbusters,
mm-hmm.
this might be a way to start.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely a little bit more, because let's face it, Ghostbusters, as good as it is definitely a product of its time, just like this was.
Mm-hmm.
And for some people who have never gotten into 80s nostalgia, it
Mm-hmm.
may be hard for them to really grasp on like the acting and the pacing and the music and the look of it all. Whereas this, even if it is only 2001, which now seems like a lifetime ago,
Sure.
it's still a little bit more contemporary for audiences. So
And
if you want to get someone into that, or if you want to just get someone into Ivan Reitman, period, it's a nice introductory film.
Yeah. And like I said, I think the quartet here blended better and we're more likable as a quartet than with the Ghostbusters. And forget Ghostbusters too, not even including that one in there. The only person I think that wanted to do that movie was Peter, what's his face? Why am I dripping with the goo? Him, that guy. Crap, what is his name? Everything you're doing is bad. I want you to know this.
It's escaping me.
Yeah. Peter McNichol, that's it.
Oh, okay, then.
Yeah, Peter McNichol was like the only one in Ghostbusters 2 that was excited to be there. Probably because it was the first movie for him. For everyone else, they'd been there before. Mm.
Well, that's the thing. It's like comparatively, when you look at the cast of the original Ghostbusters, there was a lot of people who were relatively unknowns. If it wasn't for
Mhm.
Saturday Night Live, people wanted to know some of those cast members.
Yeah,
And even that, you still had Rick Moranis, who was a little bit more, Second City
yeah.
than
I
he
would think
was
Bob
more
the
SNL.
McKenzie
And
brothers. Maybe
yeah.
that was at that time, I think.
And
Um,
just like in here, between Orlando Jones and Pat Kilbane, I think even Andrew Bowen was
mhm,
in this film. You've got a lot more of that Mad TV, late '90s sort of comedic vibe from a
mhm.
lot of this. So again, it's the kind of comedy, it's the kind of like humor that would be a little bit more, I guess, universally liked.
Watching this again, I do think honestly this is a better movie than Ghostbusters. It'll never be as iconic ever, but I think
Oh,
overall, apples to apples, I think this is a better movie.
I. Oh, that's a bold claim.
I know it is. I know it is.
That's a bold claim.
Listen, it will never be as iconic, but apples to apples, movie to movie, I think this is the better one.
Oh, I don't know, man. That's
I do listen. I get it. That's a ballsy statement that I had there, and I'll probably get some hate on that one too. And then, by the way, they did film on location in Arizona. It looks like.
yeah,
Um,
Greg Nicotero and Robert Kurtzman
hmm,
working on the special effects for this thing.
yeah.
So
So
that's actually pretty good, seeing that this is probably where they started off film wise.
I'm curious to get some thoughts on from people in general. You know, like I said, straight up as a movie goes. Forget, like I said, legacy or anything like that. Was this the better movie? And this is a question I think we're gonna have to revisit down the line.
I think it's probably easier to say this might have been more of a family friendly movie than say Ghostbusters 1.
That is true. There was no, um, ghosts giving head like in the original Ghostbusters.
Well, not even that, but there was nothing about like the creatures that was truly horrifying
Hmm.
compared to some of the ghosts that you got in those movies.
Even when the pterodactyl grabbed that shoplifter lady, it just carried her. You know,
Yeah,
I was fully expecting her to be eaten right there, but to keep it
yeah. I mean,
friendlier, they had her trucked off. So I guess go back to the nest. I'm thinking, but
but then when you think about some of the ghosts from the original movie, you think about the librarian when she gets all like big and
mhm,
freakish, and even Slimer. Original Slimer was just gross
yeah,
looking. He wasn't very cute. And then yeah, you look at the devil dogs and
mhm,
a bunch of other creatures that would come along. Even in the second movie, some of the things that would go around through Manhattan. That one that's like right there by that arch and that just like
mhm,
grabs around it and goes under it. Those were horrifying creatures. These, I'd say the
yeah.
scariest thing was maybe the big blue monkey.
Mm. But some of them almost look. I mean, that dog thing just looked cute. And of course, basically, bit the lady's finger off. Huh? But
Yeah, until the turkey tongue came out and started biting things.
um, Ridley. Oh, what was that line? Ridley Scott's going to sue somebody. Um, I Yeah, I'm curious. But anyway, figure we wrap this up. Any final thoughts?
I mean, it again, like I said, it's a product of its time. There are certainly some things that can be mocked when it comes to maybe some of the writing, some of the jokes, but overall, still an enjoyable film. You
Yeah,
could knock on it for being a little bit too late '90s, early 2000s, but if you were going to do any kind of like a Ghostbusters knockoff, it's not a bad knockoff.
yeah, I think so. Now, is this more Ghostbusters than Ghostbusters 2016 or Afterlife?
Oh, you were just trying to flame up the internet, man. I
Hey, I just asked the question. I didn't make a proclamation. And if you
yet.
don't have an answer, that's fine.
Well, okay, let's finish this up before you guys in trouble here.
But
I'm not trying to get yelled at by anybody on the internet. I've seen what happens.
so, so all right, but I'll let it go in this point. Thanks as always. Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate it. Davion, thank you for chiming in as you were able to. I understand things were a little crazy on your end of the fence today, but yeah, we got Obi-Wan coming out Friday, so depending, we might actually be catching that first couple episodes, see how that looks out. Supposedly there is a scene that involves Darth Vader walking towards Obi-Wan. I read something today that may hit the fanboys pretty well there. We'll see. It's either going to be great or it's going to be sucky. There's going to be like no middle ground with that at all.
Well, that's all you. That's not me.
I know you have no interest in that. So
God,
okay.
no.
So, but all right.
Could not force it on me. No.
Yeah, we're going to make you watch every single thing. We're going to make you watch 24 hours straight of the holiday special.
If you can find it.
It's on YouTube, the full thing.
God damn it.
For a bad movie beatdown, this is the Star Wars holiday.
Yeah, no, 24 hours worth of that.
Oh, God. No. There's not enough alcohol. There's not enough alcohol in that cabinet behind me for that.
Anyway, I live near a store. I could not buy enough from the store. You want me to go broke? That's how I go broke.
Store like 200 yards from the house, too. I can buy Carlo Rossi with, $11 for like one of those gallon jugs that's like this. It's like 8 proof, so I think it has alcohol, but
no, that's when I get like those boxes of Francia wine and just like load it up like a tower. And they call it the Tour de Francia, where you just pretty much chug and chug and chug.
Yeah. Box of wine, can of wine. So
before you know it, I'm building my coffin out of the boxes.
There you go. Perfect. So, well.
Anyway, enough of that.
Yes.
Yes, you will be watching Obi-Wan. I will be escaping that.
You'll be doing something else
after Memorial Day, and hopefully this time next week we will be doing Dragon Ball Evolution with Davion in tow.
Yes. So